So please give a very warm welcome to Craig Swenson, who's our Senior Vice President of Product Marketing with Salesforce.com. Craig?
Thanks, Mark.
All right, man.
All right. Thank you very much. This is going to be really fun today because we're going to show you some technology that we've never seen before, technology that we just announced this morning, but it's all part of the world's leading sales application, which is, of course, Sales Cloud 2. Not only the leader in terms of what the analysts say and market leadership and product innovation that you've seen from us over the years, but really what's most important to us, the leader in customer success. And not only that our customers would recommend our Sales Cloud offering to their colleagues, but our customers are succeeding across every major metric of Salesforce automation. Deal size, win rates, close rates, revenue, and now with Chatter, employee productivity, sales productivity, and efficiency as a result of the technology Mark was just talking about. And really what's been most exciting for us to see that we have included this product, Chatter, with our Sales Cloud for about 2.5 months. And in those 2.5 months, as you can see on the slide, we've had over 20,000 companies adopt and roll this product out. That's about a quarter of our entire customer base. The most successful product release ever from Salesforce.com. And what's most amazing is it's not just small and medium-sized companies. Large companies, global organizations are moving their sales organizations to the future. And the reason, of course, there is all this success is because for sales organizations, you inherently know this. It's impossible to stay on top of everything. For a sales representative today, using legacy technologies, these legacy technologies and dead intranets and portals, they're just not going to bring our sales organizations to the future. So again, at Salesforce.com, we look to Cloud 2, and Cloud 2 shows us a better way to collaborate. Companies like Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, they have invented a new paradigm with status updates and profiles and feeds and filters. And of course, at Salesforce.com, we said, well, how come all sales collaboration just doesn't work like Facebook? But of course, coming from us, the most important thing that we know you care about is that it has to be private, secure, and trusted. And that's what Salesforce.com stands for. Cloud 2, meeting the enterprise for Salesforce automation where it works like Facebook, it's built for your sales organization, and it's built for your business. And what's most important is that we took this technology and we baked it into the Sales Cloud. We rewrote the code of Sales Cloud 2 to include Chatter in the middle of it. And so Chatter permeates every single aspect of Sales Cloud 2, everything that you see here on the screen. And what's most exciting today is that we're here today to announce a brand new set of technologies for Sales Cloud 2, and that is Chatter Mobile. Everyone is mobile. You saw the hands go up. You saw the iPhones and the BlackBerries and the Androids and the iPads. Today, for the first time, we are announcing a brand new technology, Chatter Mobile, a new suite of native Chatter applications that are available for the iPhone, the iPad, the BlackBerry, and the Android, all major computing platforms. And there's no better way for me to convey this information to you here today than to just show you. So I've welcomed Dan Darcy on stage. Let's get right into a demonstration of Sales Cloud 2. So let's go ahead and bring that up. Now, for those of you who have not seen Salesforce in the room, this is what the web app looks like. Of course, at the right-hand side of the screen, at the top, you can see that we're in the sales application here. And that means the tabs or the hyperlinks at the top of the screen represent the core functions of Salesforce automation. Managing your customer accounts, your contacts, your big deals or your opportunities, your analytics and your sales organization. You can see that right there in the middle of the screen. Our rep, Scott Thompson, is tracking where he's at on the leaderboard, his quota, his pipeline, his forecast, all the tasks that he has to perform as a sales rep. But Chatter, of course, brings the persona into the application right there at the top of the screen. And when you click on that user profile picture or hyperlink, you're brought to the user profile page where it looks like Facebook. Of course, this is now my identity inside of the system. And I can status update right there at the top of the screen. So I can look for advice, I can ask questions, I can share sales presentations, I can get help from my colleagues around the organization. If I'm looking for a reference in the media industry, everybody across the company who's following me can collaborate to bring that to light. I don't have to spam my entire sales organization anymore. But most importantly with Chatter for Sales Cloud 2, it's not just about following people. It's about following people and records and data and documents. You can see that right here. If we bring up this screen, you can see that I'm following a number of people around my company, but I'm also following the data. I'm also following my top customers. I'm following my critical support cases. And anything that changes with those objects or that data, those documents, it actually chatters and it shows up right in my feed, right on my homepage. So now if I expand the chatter feed on the homepage, what you can see here is that I'm getting updates from people across the company. Nicole in marketing is flying into my territory and she wants to help me prospect. I'm getting updates from documents like price lists and proposals and PowerPoint presentations and marketing collateral. As they change, I get notified in real time. I'm getting updates from my support cases. Of course I want to know these things as a sales rep when my customers are having issues. I can get updates from other third-party systems around the company. Billing systems telling me, chattering, saying the customers haven't paid their bills. Updates from my top deals. And of course, what you can see right there in the middle of the screen is actually Jigsaw, an acquisition that we made earlier this year. A database, really a data cloud of 22 million B2B contacts chattering, telling us that it has more complete information than the information in our CRM database. And so we can just click on this contact, and when we look at the screen here, we see that this person, David Wilson, we have incomplete contact information in our Sales Cloud. This happens to all of us. You see here, the Google map doesn't even show up on the page because we don't know where this person is physically located in which building. But now, because we have Jigsaw, the data cloud, integrated with Sales Cloud 2, all we have to do is clean this information. And what you can see here on the screen is that Jigsaw on the left is saying, well, I've got the phone number, I've got the latest address, I've got the most updated contact information, the title, the org chart, and with one click, I can clean this information, pull it out of the data cloud, pull it out of Jigsaw, and pump it into Sales Cloud 2. And that's what you can see right here on the screen. In real time, that happens. We can, of course, do this manually, or we can do it on an automated fashion. Now, it's on the contacts, it's on the account. So what you can see here, if we drill up to the account, which is the customer record, is that Jigsaw is telling us that it's got 39 contacts from this company. So if I'm trying to close my big deal for the quarter, I might want to know who I'm calling on and who's going to be in the room. And I can now just go pull this information from the data cloud, from Jigsaw, and it chatters in real time. And that's what it's all about for sales reps, as you know. It's about closing big deals. It's about managing your deals and your opportunities. So let's drill from the account record right into the opportunity. And you can see here that on the opportunity record, I've got my big deal for almost 700,000 pounds. Of course, I track all my pipeline, my forecasting. I track the products, the discount approvals, everything right here inside of the opportunity record. But now what you can see here is that with Sales Cloud 2 and Chatter, we've actually got a chatter feed on every single piece of data inside of the system. So if we show this chatter feed, what you're able to see is that this provides now a collaboration space just for the people who are working on this deal. It's private for the sales team who's working on this transaction. So for example, right there in the middle of the screen, if we can zoom in on that, what you can see is that ahead of a meeting, the sales team is trying to share a slide deck or a meeting agenda. This happens with all of us. We've got 4 or 5 people who are going on a sales call, and we're all trying to figure out who's going to present and in what order and how much time it's going to take, and we're all reordering the agenda. Well, why would you do that offline? Why would you do that with paper? Why would you do that with email? Why wouldn't you do it inside of the Sales Cloud? And now you can with Chatter as part of Sales Cloud 2. But again, this system is all about real time. We're all not here in the same room working on our deals. You've got people all over the world. You've got people that are mobile. You've got people in airports and on trains and in cars and at home. And of course, we all have mobile devices. And that's where Chatter Mobile that we're announcing today really fits in. So let's go ahead and bring up the iPad. And what you can see here, for the first time that we're showing, Chatter Mobile running on the iPad. So let's go ahead and launch the application. And now let's say the sales engineer on the team is sitting in an airport on Wi-Fi. All that person has to do is launch Chatter Mobile on the iPad. They get real-time access to the activity feed. Of course, it's touch. They're pushing the screen around. They can see everything that's happening, all the chatter that's important to them and their sales organization. If we orient this device in landscape mode, because this is a native iPad app, we get more screen real estate, and on the left-hand side of the screen, you can see our filters. So we can just filter the chatter feed to the chatter directed at me, to the chatter of the people on our team, maybe the product specialists, or the chatter around specific customers or specific deals. And that's what you're looking at right here on the screen. The other thing with these devices is they invent a new paradigm, as Mark was saying. It's all about touch. And so how many times are you actually looking at downloading presentations, downloading Word documents, downloading PowerPoints, just to see if you've actually got the right one? Well, imagine what you could do if you could just kind of pinch the documents open. It's incredible. This technology that we're inventing back at the labs at Salesforce.com, this is really the future of how your reps are going to be using the application. And when you've got the right document, you can just preview it. And of course, you want to make updates and make suggestions. So you can now do that right here from within the iPad. So let's go ahead and close that out. And our sales engineer who's sitting at the airport can view the entire conversation thread and wants to make a suggestion. They want to add 30 minutes to the agenda because maybe a new competitor has been introduced. We bring up the virtual keyboard on the iPad. We paste this right here on the screen, and of course, in real time, everybody else on the sales team who's working on this transaction has access. So let's go ahead and bring that up. Let's go ahead and bring back up the browser. And now, of course, you can see that here on the iPad. In real time, it's reflected, but if we can see the browser once again, please. Of course, our sales rep, Scott, who's back at the office, he sees that in real time. Right? There's no batch updating. There's no middleware. There's nothing that happens 2 days later or 3 days later. This is how the web works now, and this is how Sales Cloud 2 actually functions. So Matt, our sales engineer, is saying, we better beef up on some competitive info. Let's go ahead and do that in the group. And many of you know who have rolled out Chatter as part of Sales Cloud 2 that we have new groups technology that allows anybody in your sales organization to spin up a group, to collaborate, to work together. In this case, you can see a few examples like groups for customer references, for legal contracts, groups for competitive intelligence, or just regional teams. But let's drill into one. Let's drill into that competitive intelligence group, and what you can see here is that people across the sales organization are now working together to figure out how to beat this company, sharing insights, sharing ideas, sharing what's actually worked in the field, sharing presentations, sharing slide decks, answering questions from one another. And all of this is happening in real time. It's not your competitive team that's posting some information from last quarter on a dead sales portal, right? This is free flow information, real-time collaboration between your sales organization to win the business. Now, what does this look like on Chatter for mobile? Let's go ahead and bring up the iPhone. And what you can see here is that we've now got a native Chatter app running on the iPhone. So if we launch this application, you can see the feed. Again, the feed is front and center, but the navigation is different. We've got some navigation on the bottom of the screen. We can see all the chatter. We can see the people inside of our company. We can even see the groups over there on the bottom right. If we drill into this competitive group, you can see the exact same Chatter feed, again, on the go from the iPhone. And now, what's great about these devices is you like the pinch spread, right? These are new capabilities that are possible with these devices. And many of you know from using your mobile apps already that oftentimes these mobile apps, they're better than the web apps because the device is smarter. The device is geo-aware. The device has a camera. And so many times when you're collaborating with your sales organization, you've got deal war rooms and you're strategizing. And so you're drawing things on a whiteboard. And so how come the entire organization can't share in that? Well, instead of saving something on a whiteboard and trying to email and spam the entire company, what if you just took a photo of that? What if it just worked like Facebook? So now, on Chatter for Mobile, I can take a picture of anything. I can take a picture of something I'm working on. I can take a picture of a whiteboard. I can take a picture of the answer, and I can share it in real time with everybody else on my competitive team. You can see that right here inside of Chatter Mobile. And now if we just go back to the web browser, what we can see, of course, is in real time, that strategy that we've discovered in the room, it's available, again, to everybody in the competitive group. And now somebody can snatch that and use it together with their slides to help win their business, perhaps in another territory. And that's, again, what it's all about for sales professionals. It's about winning the business. So ahead of the final sales call, what does every sales professional do? Creates a slide deck and begins emailing that slide deck around to 4 or 5 or 6 other people on the team to try and figure out, okay, what slides should we put, in what order should they be, do they match the agenda? Does anybody have the latest slide for this or the latest slide for that? And they're emailing everybody in the marketing organization and their team. Well, why would you do that via email? Why would you have 25 emails going back and forth? Email was not designed for this type of collaboration. We all know it because we all have 25 megabyte PowerPoint presentations in our inbox, and nobody knows who's got the latest version. So now you can share that right here inside of Chatter, right here on the opportunity record of Sales Cloud 2. You can share your presentations, you can version your presentations, and the entire team can work together to create the killer pitch that wins the business. And again, it's real time, which means obviously it's available in the web app, in real time to every single user, but it's available on every single device. If we go ahead and bring that back up again, we can see the iPad. The presentation, we can now collaborate with everybody on the road on their iPads, everybody on the road on their iPhones. But again, at Salesforce.com, we think of all the major computing platforms. The BlackBerries. I mean, BlackBerries are so prevalent today, so we had to design Chatter Mobile native for the BlackBerry. And up here on stage, of course, we're showing the new BlackBerry Torch, but this will work with the BlackBerry Curve, with the BlackBerry Bold, all of the old user experience paradigms of the BlackBerry. We have designed it for that as well. And of course, Google Android phone. So in the first couple months of next year, we're also going to be releasing Chatter Mobile native for Google Android. So what you've seen here today is really the future of Salesforce automation. Collaboration technology built right into the application. And for all of our customers in the room, we're so happy to announce that future is here today. And thank you very much. I'll just now hand this back to Mark.
Great job.